Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Readiness on the Time of the Shift. Since my last video, I've been thinking a lot about how to create emotional peace and neutrality for me as it relates to the rising coronavirus pandemic. Now, 4.5 years ago, my guys, the Galactic Region Council, gave me a forewarning that this was coming. I kind of ignored it because it scared me and polarized me so strongly that I pushed it away. 2 years ago, the end of 2018, I actually received the same warning again, that there's a potential for a massive human die-off coming from an ancient pathogen that would resurface and that would cause this disastrous end. Now, let me explain. My guys have been telling me for 5 years now that humanity is at a crossroad. There are multiple parallel realities that are occupying the same space. And in order for us to evolve and grow into creating a new earth, multiple polarized and separating and fear-creating events or being orchestrated deus ex machina, outside of all context, to cause us to evolve, grow, or perish. Now, because of this, they predicted quite a bit of disasters, some of which already occurred, such as the wildfires, the flooding, the hurricanes, the earthquakes, and so on and so forth. Now, all of these other futures or potential fear events, I was neutral to. The one that scared me the most was this idea of a massive die-off and global pandemic. For the past month and a half, I've been having a lot of personal problems sleeping. I've been agitated, I've been on edge because I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of help humanity overcome this. Is there a way for us to escape out of this avalanche that I'm seeing coming? And my conclusion and my recent realization is that there is no changing it. We have to learn by karma. Moreover, because I enter into a place of surrendering and I'm able to accept the fact that this is what's coming, I was giving a lot of information that I will be sharing in this video with you. The first thing that I want to say is that there are certain things that this will end up changing for humanity positively. Let's say 10 years down the road. For the one thing, almost everything that we are using are being manufactured from China. Right now, China is in a lockdown. 150 million people cannot go to work. Therefore, a lot of manufacturing stuff that we depend on are not being produced. Which means what? That for the next 2 quarters, items that we consider to be essential for survival will not be accessible, and it will have great financial repercussion. We already know that the travel industry will have issue, but it's not just the travel industry. The entire stock market will suffer because of this. And it will help recalibrate in the long term how we manufacture things by maybe doing it more locally rather than centralized it in one country or one area. Moreover, how we greet each other, because we know that the virus is transmitted person to person. Instead of shaking hands, people will do a different way of saluting each other, and it will change the norms of culture. Moreover, it will cause us to have, in the end, a different understanding of the role that we are supposed to play with each other. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the immediate future, not long-term, 10 years down the road, but the immediate future. I'm going to preface this by saying that I'm not a doctor. I'm going to give you some vitamins that I think you should be taking. You should talk to your own health provider to confirm or deny anything that I'm saying. I'm just giving a warning. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just giving you some of the things that I'm doing myself. I'm taking D3 vitamins, okay? I'm also taking B6, which is an active form of B6 vitamin, 100 milligram. And in the event of a cytokine storm, which is the kind of flooding of the lung with fluid that a lot of people who are dying from the coronavirus infection are getting, increase it by 500 milligram per day in the active form as a way to stop the cytokine storm from happening. Take a niacin flush, elderberries, huckleberries as herbs to supplement the diet, magnesium, and also be aware that this is being transmitted from person to person. So avoid traveling, avoid public places, avoid places where you're gonna become in contact with other people. And if you're coming in contact with them, stay at a distance. Do not use the regular mask that you can buy at the dollar stores, but rather use a mask that has a carbon filter in it, as it has more ability to resist any kind of viral penetration. In addition, kind of gloves if you're going out in public, and when you get back into your house, wash thoroughly with water and soap, wash all surfaces with water and soap, and wash your phones with very thoroughly and often, because there's a lot of viruses and bacteria and pathogen that may exist in those surfaces as well. Now, given the fact that I have been able to surrender quite a bit, I am feeling much more at peace and much more accepting of what's going to happen. I have to surrender to the fact that a whole swath of humanity will not be able to survive this. I'm sorry to say this, but this is where we're headed. The virus is already spread in other countries. Although they are not calling it a pandemic yet, it's a matter of time, and it will continue to spread. It will not be able to be contained, okay? I wish I had better news for you, but sometimes we as a collective have to grow by karma rather than grow by grace, by allowing, because we don't exist in our heart. Humanity has been completely linear and tactical, rather, and particularly corporations, rather than exist in our heart and begin to do things organically and allow our heart to direct us. So humanity and the forces of nature, Deus ex machina, are making changes to cause us to recalibrate so that the planet will end up moving into the new earth. Thank you for listening. Share if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click on the notification, the bell icon, so that you can be notified when we have another video. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.